just the engagement with students. Various days had up to 200 students answering things, engaging with me about different aspects of health. And this was a change from last year. Last year we had Shag Week, which was a week looking just at sexual health. And this year we were looking just a bit more at student health as a whole. And I really think that's important because a lot of the time we can just focus on one thing and you forget about all the other things. And Rebecca Davis mentioned how mental health is becoming a massive thing, and it really is. More and more students, at least 25% of all students will suffer with a mental health problem at some point during the year. And that can range from grief, bereavement, to like proper schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder. And that's really scary. So university doesn't really have any provision for that, no support. My second point is that I've been on a mental health training day. And I went to Manchester just to look at how different universities are coping with that and what different support structures are in place. How at a time of cuts and a time when student support maybe isn't seen necessarily as priority. I know Rebecca would say that it is, but yeah, I'm not convinced that it is actually a priority here. How on earth can we actually improve the service? So been looking at, there's a mental health first training course that I'm really going to push for all residential tutors and also student support staff to be going on for next academic year, because it is absolutely vital. Last thing, fitness to study policy. University doesn't have one, we really should have one. I'm working for us to have one. Yeah.
Bang on, thank you. Anyone with any questions for Naya? Okay, who's on next? Me.
This is the perfect time for me. For the past few months, a lot of my time has been taken up with a lot of events that come on this semester. Super Teams is coming in the middle, Super Teams, women's and men's Super Teams. Thank you to all that took part of the weekend. We've got another one coming up this weekend, which does take a massive amount of time to organise. We've also gone live with all our sevens entries and every other thing that we've done online in terms of we've now filled all our spots, and we managed to fill everything within 2 hours of everything going online, including Super Teams. So that went very quickly, and we got quite a large amount of them back into the guild straight away. Another thing we've been looking at alongside with John is the remodelling of the Courier. The Courier has yet to produce anything this year so far. And myself and John have been looking into new options for you to have a student voice on campus. We'd like to see a student newspaper come into the fore, and we've been talking with many people, including staff and other students who've been submitting entries in terms of writing to come in and start something, hopefully by the end of the year, at least have something up and ready, or at least to start the next academic year. So that's one thing that we really want to get going. Another thing that's been happening is we've also been looking for an alternative for Pantycelyn Field. We're rapidly losing green area on campus. There's not many places left for students to relax on and that sort of stuff. So we're currently working alongside the sports centre and trying to get estates on board and trying to allocate another class area for students to use. Along with maybe opening a door for a bit more usage for everybody. Also, massive part was the day also took a large amount of time in terms of trying to get sports clubs and societies on board, and hopefully with the turnout that we had, we managed to get everybody there. Any questions?
Any questions? No? Okay, who's next? Bella.
What I've mostly been doing is in the booklet, but I just thought I'd focus on 3 key things. As I've noted in there, we've had Corship's Council since November, we've had 2 of those, and they've been really useful for making sure that the education campaign, what we've said in there, is actually what you guys are thinking. So thank you for all of those senior reps who do attend Corship Council. John and I attended a WISE conference, 22 actually, where we learned more about corporate representation and presented our education campaign, and that was really good because all the other institutions really took on to the campaign, so that was positive. We've also been heavily involved in the consultation for higher fees in Wales, We've been to the Department of Children and Lifelong Learning consultation regarding higher fees. It was a really horrible day, to be honest with you. We were all put on separate tables with academics from other institutions and other departments who were really against what we had to say. At the end of the day, I felt quite deflated and thought that they hadn't listened to anything we said. But we met with Later Andrew last week, and then we did say that as a result of what we'd contributed in these meetings, the fact that they decided to lower the fee down to 4,000 instead of 6,000 was mainly due to that meeting. So I think that's something that I'm really proud of and really glad that I was a part of. Today has been mental with results. People are emailing left, right and centre, what does cascade mean, X, Y, Z. So that's what I've been doing recently today, and obviously last week as well with first year results. If you do have any problems or anything academic-wise, just please come and see me.
Thank you, Beth. Any questions? No? Okay, and then I imagine it's Rihanna now. Yeah?
Okay, these afternoons have been quite busy. We've had a number of events. We've had World Exhibitions out Hall and another soon. We also had our first general meeting this semester with there's about 150 to 200 people there. Yeah, I've been really busy going like back and forth to meetings, also with John. What else was I What? I can't remember. At the moment, I'm putting together like a plan to try and get people, like income members, more employable and looking at volunteering through the medium of Welsh. So that's why we're working on this week. This week is also Raising Welsh Awareness Week.
Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, there's a Welsh quiz tomorrow, 12 p.m. Here, if you want to come.
Is it in Welsh? Oh. Okay, and then John A is going to give us
Going through that you're on the 45. Going through that you're on the 45.
the sort of financial position the guild's in currently. You should be able to find the management accounts with the month ending January 2011 in your GM. Page 40.
We're trying to make it more of a regular thing that at general meetings, instead of just being the budget at the start of the year that we put in, we'll include the management accounts up to date, so you can kind of see where commercial services are performing or and like the different like areas of spend at this point in the budget profile. Now, I've been running around crying, like going absolutely bonkers about the current state of the finances that are coming into the guild. To be fair, the commercial services have worked extremely hard, but at a time when students have got less to spend in their pocket, with the time of freeze maintenance grants and everything like that, we have seen a reduction in spend on our wet sales on the bar. But things are actually picking up this month. We outlined that there was going to be a 54k, so there's going to be a 70k deficit at the end of the year, and that was a hyper-conservative budget. Things are starting to look up on the profile, as you outlined in the actuals to date. We should be at a much worse sort of point, but we're down by 4,209 at this point in the profile, so it's probably, the actuals are going to read, by the end of it, around down about 20 to 30k. The main reason why there's such a major difference on the budget is because there was additional income that was brought in. Also, you guys have all heard about Domino's Pizza coming? Yeah, we've been striking deals like mad. So there's going to be additional income and stuff coming in through there. So hopefully by the end of the year we're going to see a much better sort of outlook on the final accounts. What's that? What I meant, you were not told about the free pizza because you would eat all the free pizza and therefore render it pointless. But it's still not a good outlook. And then in terms of the university block grant that's received to us, we are trying to stretch that as much as possible. But we are entering into a process where we're pushing our staff to be more efficient. This organisation reduced by more than 80% in size. By more than 50% in size over the last 8 years. and now we're at a point where you're cutting the board. So if, as I've already outlined to you guys before, another small reduction is going to lose us an hour of the or like a core function of the students' union. And for those of you out there that think that I'm lying, I will publish all of our accounts. Unfortunately, my